Hi guys, welcome tonight to Soul Connections. I'm your host, Jo Labbé, and we are here on Star Nations Radio Network, care of Be Live TV. So glad you guys are deciding to join us this evening. Soul Connections is a gathering where we clear the energy that we've been holding on to for a long time. And so I invite you to take a chance this evening, an opportunity to connect with your spiritual team and let go of anything that has been not working in your life at this point. This healing is all up to you, what your intention is and what you would like to happen. I am just the conduit to help guide the energy for the entire group and release as much as we can, because the more we let go, the more we are able to bring amazing things into our lives. So how you guys doing? All right. So, of course, Rob starts me off with, what'd you know, Polly Joe? I'm still, hoping to hear that in person someday, because that'd be really cool. Hi, Rochelle and Michelle. My goodness, we have all these rhyming names. So Rochelle, Michelle, Jill, nice to see you guys. Of course, I will pull cards for you after we're done with the meditation. Nice. So you guys can help us get started by liking and sharing this post, allowing it to get out there in Facebook land so we can help and connect with more people. So I'm going to take a quick opportunity. I'm going to follow Neshi's lead on this. So I'm just going to bring up my video. Turn off my volume so you guys don't hear that. And I'm going to share it. And I'm going to just send a heart out for that. So there we go. So I've done my part. So if you get an opportunity, you can share it on your own page or in a group that you would think would respond to it, whatever works for you. So, all right. Hi, Neshi. Hi, Karen. Nice to see you guys. And I already asked people to like and share. I'm so proud of me. So for those of you who, don't know, I am coming live to Star Nations Academy this weekend, Friday night, all day Saturday, and all day Sunday. And we have different workshops that are going on each day. And they're all about releasing energy and learning how to heal yourself. So I'm very excited to be bringing, an evening of divine messages on Friday night and some healing. On Saturday, we're going to learn all about the chakras and how they get balanced and how you can use essential oils and crystals to do that, which I'm really thrilled about. And then we're going to do a heart opening and a heart expansion healing and class on Saturday afternoon to kind of really get the ball rolling on the healing piece. And you'll be learning some individual self-healing techniques, but also ones that you can share with other people. And then all day Sunday, we have a morning session and an afternoon session. We are going to be doing everything we can to awaken to your true potential. So all of this is part of the Mystical Healing 101 series that I'm doing this weekend. But you can take one class or you can take all of them together and save some money. So if you are called to do that, join us because we still have some room. I have some really cool things that I'm bringing with me. So everybody can have sort of a takeaway. And so, if you're in that red neck of the woods, come visit and come hang out because we would love to have you. And, I don't know when I'll get back out there again. Maybe we'll find time in the spring or something. Next, we'll have to figure that out. But this is all about you right now. So make sure that you are in a really good, comfy space so that you are able to do the healing meditation. Oh, and a little extra side note, because I'm traveling all next week, not just to Star Nations, but into Chicago to do some other workshops, I will not be having my normal broadcast on Tuesday or Wednesday, but I will have a special broadcast live from Star Nations Academy on Sunday evening at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. So if you guys want to join in for that, it'll be sort of an extended time because I'll be really in the healing energy from the entire weekend. So I get to share it all with you guys who aren't able to be with us in person. So look on the Chakra Sessions page for that special broadcast because that will be in replacement of the other two for next week, so that I can breathe a little bit while I'm traveling. Was trying to figure out how to make all of that work, and it was going to be really difficult. So this was our best compromise. So hopefully that works for you guys too. All right. So why don't we start to get ourselves centered and in a really good sacred space. So to do that, you want to have your arms and your legs uncrossed. Hi, Minnie. Glad to see you. Of course, I'll pull a card. Yeah. And I'm going to be making those clearing noises through the whole thing. It's been a very energetic couple of days for me. I don't know if the planets shifted in some alignment that I was unaware of. I'll have to talk to Julie about that. But it's been I've been doing a lot of clearing for a lot of people, including myself. So good. Arms and legs uncrossed so that we don't cross any circuits and send any energy back into our bodies. You want to begin by calling in the divine, however you perceive that. So if you connect to God or goddess or creator, or all that is, oneness, consciousness, however you connect, just take a couple of deep breaths and just allow yourself to open to your personal connection to the divine. Yeah. And feel free to make noise as you're exhaling. It allows all the stress and the tension to go out with the breath as you are doing it. Yeah. Nice. And now you're going to begin by asking the divine to surround and protect you in a bubble of infinite love and infinite light. And that bubble goes around your aura, creating a safe container for you in the space that you're in. Yeah. And if you would like, you can even create a second bubble to protect the entire room that you're in. Just in case you're feeling a little extra wobbly today. Yeah. Your spiritual team wants you to feel safe and secure. Yeah. And now we're going to take the opportunity to set the intention that all healing done here this evening and through this broadcast is for the good of all and harm to none, including ourselves. Yeah. Yeah. And you're going to call in your spiritual team, your angels, your guides, your ancestors, the ascended masters, your spirit animals, the mystical creatures, all of your team. Yeah. So that you feel surrounded and supported. and able to open and expand your communication with them.
Yeah.
And we're going to begin by calling in the divine energy at the top of our head, at the crown. And just taking a moment to feel the connection, feel whether it tingles, it's light, whether you feel pressure, whether you feel something like water, or even if you feel nothing at all but simply have an awareness that your connection is ready for your healing.
Yeah.
And we're going to begin by calling the divine energy down and clearing out our head,
Yeah.
in our third eye, in the middle of our forehead, and just clear any spinning thoughts, ideas, beliefs, or patterns.
Yeah.
That may be distracting you or pulling you into the past or pushing you into the future.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And just really calling your energy back into your center. So releasing all the thoughts on what has happened or what did happen,
Yeah.
and bringing yourself back into this moment and this breath.
Yeah.
You're not being asked to forget, but simply to be present and fully connected and fully aware in this moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then calling your energy back home from the future. All of the would have, should have, could haves, and really allowing yourself to be here. Letting go of that to-do list and all the things that you may need to do at some point in the future, but just bringing yourself back into this place, into this moment, into this now.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
There we go. A lot of you are out in the worry of what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And now opening your connection to your spiritual team and really asking for the messages to flow easier and more completely. So that you feel seen and heard,
Yeah.
and in a space to be completely able to receive and listen and notice and aware of all the messages your team is trying to send to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just for this moment, kind of releasing and allowing yourself to clear any energy stuck in your throat, any words that have gone unspoken,
Right. Yeah.
Any words that you bit back in anger?
Got it. Got it.
Any tension that you've been holding on to in the back of your neck?
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it.
And releasing any burdens and any responsibilities that you've been holding in your neck and in your shoulders, things that you are carrying for yourself and for others.
Yeah, he nodded. Yeah.
And some of those we carry because we have difficulty saying no. And when we don't say no when we really need to, we then carry the resentment that goes with the burden. So really allowing that to release, along with the self-blame, the way we shouldn't have said that or shouldn't have done that, and really allow any of that to fall off the shoulders.
Yeah.
Kind of melting off. There you go.
Yeah.
And then moving down into the heart and really releasing any stuck breath that you're holding onto tightly in your lungs.
Yeah.
There are times when we hold our breath when we're nervous and overwhelmed. And we forget to breathe deeply and in sync with nature and our body.
Yeah.
And just take a moment to return back to your personal ebb and flow.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it.
And notice the energy in between your shoulder blades. You have any tightness that gets caught in those vertebrae and
Yeah.
knots up, and just allow the divine energy to fill in that space and release all that tightness. All of the times when we've used our will to push through and finish things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all the times that we've felt unsupported in aspects of our lives, and just allow that to release so that you can be fully supported by the divine in this moment.
Yeah.
Releasing any extra anger or sadness that may be gathered in the back there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And moving into your heart space itself and clearing any old disappointment or sadness or grief. Any blame that you carry for yourself or that you've had the opportunity to project on someone else. And just really
Yeah.
allow that to dissolve like water to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
When we carry too much in our heart, it becomes heavy, it becomes dense, and it makes it difficult for our lungs and our physical heart to work easily and in unison.
God. 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 God.
And moving into the upper right chamber of the heart, connecting with your inner child and really checking in to see and to feel and to sense if your inner child is carrying any energy or any burdens for you,
Yeah.
and releasing them from that so that they can remind you how to find your joy and your happiness and your love and excitement for life.
God. God.
And if your inner child is carrying any trauma for you, just releasing them from that adult responsibility and giving them space to simply play and be who they are meant to be.
God. God. Yeah.
Taking them out of the darkness and back into the light.
God. God. Nagina. God. God.
Now moving into the lower right chamber of the heart and releasing and opening the connection to your inner adult and allowing your adult some space to breathe and letting go of all the doing. You're having gratitude for all that your adult helps with and that your adult does in your life. But at this moment, it's simply about breathing and being.
God.
Allowing the nervous system to calm and recalibrate to its natural rhythm.
God. God.
No need to hurry and rush.
God. God.
And now moving into the lower left chamber of your heart and connecting with your inner warrior and really checking into whether your warrior is in a state of hypervigilance. The warrior is ready to take action whenever you need it, but sometimes doesn't have time to rest. But there's a way for you to be aware of your environment while releasing the urgency.
God. God. God.
There you go.
Yeah.
And just giving your inner warrior space to stretch and yawn and stand prepared, but maybe not so intensely watchful.
God. 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 God.
Now moving into your upper left chamber of your heart and connecting to the inner sage, your wise one, who you've traveled with in each and every lifetime. And the sage holds all the knowledge that you've ever accumulated in any lifetime. So when your communication is wide open with the sage, you are able to allow the spontaneous knowledge to enter your awareness when you need it.
God.
So you don't have to relearn it, but simply remember it.
God, I God. 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 God, I God. God, God.
There we go. And bringing the energy down into our third chakra, into our belly, and allowing the anxiety and stress and frustration to all gently release,
Yeah.
making room for your self-esteem and your self-worth to expand.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And releasing any judgment energy that you may be carrying, judgment for others, judgment of yourself,
God.
and asking your inner critic to be helpful but use loving and kind words with you and with others.
God. God. God.
And releasing some of the assumptions that you have been holding for others based on your experiences but not theirs, and making space for them to release their assumptions of who you are as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Clearing the space for you to simply be you and loving you, loving yourself for all that you've experienced and all that you are,
Yeah.
releasing all the shame and the blame and the guilt
God.
that has been taught to you
God.
through the lifetimes.
God. 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 God.
Now making room for all of your organs to fall back into their normal rhythm. Your stomach, your pancreas, your liver, your gallbladder, your spleen, your kidneys, your intestines, all of your organs, just bringing them back into a gentle, natural rhythm, releasing all the stress that they've held on to for you.
God. God. God.
Even your adrenals. Letting go of all of that extra revved up energy.
God. God.
And then moving down into your second chakra and really allowing your water to flow gently. And this allows our emotions to be felt fully, all of them. Our happy, our sad. When we are allowed to feel all of our feelings, then we can release them in the moment. They're meant to be a radar of how things are in your environment, not held on to in all the ways that we do that.
Yeah.
And then clearing any stuck energy that you have in relation to other people or other things, ways you've held on to things, held on to wrongs, or held on to rights, or held on to just energy that is not in a balance of giving and receiving.
God.
And releasing yourself from the power of some of the addictions that we often carry. Allowing cigarettes or alcohol or money to influence and rule our decisions, or food, or how fancy our house is or our car, rather than focusing on our being. When we allow something else to dictate who we are, we fall out of relationship with ourselves.
Yeah.
So restoring that back to center.
You're naive. Yeah.
And bringing your energy down into your first chakra and really opening and expanding your foundation, your sense of safety and security,
Yeah.
your finances, your job, your shelter, all of that, bringing it into perspective. And allowing that energy to move through your hips and down your legs so that you can create a balanced life in your physical and your spiritual life, walking both legs on the red road.
Yeah.
And as the energy goes down your legs and through your feet, allow it to connect deeply into the earth. And as it goes through the earth, just allowing your roots to spread or your cord to thicken, allowing your connection to the earth to widen and deepen. And as it goes down through all these layers of the earth, allow it to pass rocks and crystals and dinosaur bones and ancient civilizations. And when we get to the very center, where there's that molten lava center, the heartbeat of Grandmother Earth, allow your roots and your cords to wrap around something really sturdy, like a rock or a giant tree.
Yeah.
And now we're going to gently call up the earth energy to fill in all those spaces, all the places where we've released energy, allowing us to feel nurtured and held and protected, but filling us with the original energy of creation, for that's what she holds within her heart.
You're naive. Yeah.
Allowing it to fill in your pelvic floor, your backbone, your belly. Allowing it to fill your spine too, so that you feel that support from your head to your toes. Nice. And as it moves up through your torso, beginning to enter underneath your lungs and in your rib cage,
Jo Labbé. Yeah.
And then gently beginning to fill your heart. And I love to imagine that as we fill our heart, it fills all the nooks and crannies and all the chambers. And when it gets filled to the top, it just can gently stretch and grow just a little bit more to hold a little more love and a little more compassion.
Jo Labbé.
And allowing the energy to come up through your throat, opening your authentic truth to be spoken, and all of your self-expression to unfold. And bringing it up to the top of your head, clearing and expanding your perception. And then gently allowing the energy to go to the top of the crown and to cascade over you like a giant waterfall. And as it does that, it is gently filling all the tears and the holes that you may have in your auric layers, beginning with the physical layer closest to your body, knowing that the aura goes all around us as our personal bubble. It is in front of us and behind us, even behind our shoulders and our middle back,
Yeah.
and on either side of us, as well as above our head and below our feet. And below our feet, it goes even beneath the earth.
Yeah.
And then filling and repairing our emotional layer of our aura in each and every direction. Noticing the spot near your right side of your chin or your neck. Again, beneath the shoulder blades,
Yeah.
in the back,
Yeah. Yeah.
and by the tailbone.
Yeah.
And then into the mental layer of the aura, being mindful near the head where sometimes there are spots in the back that cause us to spin, and all the way down and into the spiritual layer,
Yeah.
making sure our connection is wide open to our higher self, to our team, to the divine,
Yeah. Yeah.
and even into our past lives and our karma.
Yeah.
Now we're going to take a couple of deep breaths and release any energy that we do not need and send it back to Mother Earth to heal her in gratitude for all that she does to love and protect us.
Yeah.
Clearing her chakras so that she doesn't have to shake the energy loose since we're on her when she's shaken.
Yeah. Yeah.
And take one more moment of gratitude for your spiritual team for being here with you tonight, guiding you to help you through your own healing, and for any messages that we will be receiving in just a few minutes.
Ja.
So begin to bring your awareness back into the moment, back into the room,
Ja.
back into your body. Feel the weight of your legs and your bones. Feel your muscles. Notice how your clothing feels. Be aware of any sounds you may hear in the background. And just take a couple of deep breaths. And we'll begin the card draw. So if you would like me to pull a card for you, I will do so. I'm going to do them in order that they were requested. That's the easiest way for me to be able to manage that. It's hard when I'm in channeling mode to use my thinking brain too well, so that's the easiest way for me. All right, so I'm going to start with the card for Julie Hedges. All right, my dear. So here's your card. I'll pull my name out of there. And this card is balance today. And so balance is about bringing your yin and your yang back into sync. The masculine and the feminine energy flowing easily and in rhythm. So what happens is lots of times we get doing in our lives and we don't have enough time for being. And when we're out of sync like that, we are said to be more aggressive or more in our masculine energy. And we all have masculine and we all have feminine. But when you have less time to be in your nurturing side of yourself, you can start to feel uneasy or out of sync. This is also what happens when we spend more time in our physical life than in our spiritual life. Because if that doesn't feel into balance, or if we spend more time at work than we do with family, all of those things start to have us feel out of balance. There isn't a better word, I guess, than that. And so this is about returning yourself back to center, taking a personal inventory to see where you may need some wiggle room. And generally for me, it's usually an indication that I need to do some self-care. And I know you have some self-care plans for the weekend, so that's really good. And maybe that will be enough to restore the balance for you. But know that this is a problem for most of us. It's not like it happens once. It happens quite often as a reminder that we're a little out of balance. And the Shiva Lingam stone is very good for helping you get through those times when you have to push through. And it keeps the balance within your energy system. And you wear it in one of your pockets, usually the left pocket, especially if you're doing things. All right, and Rob, your card is health. And it's with Archangel Raphael. And health is, something we all have to think about. When this card comes up, it means that you haven't been taking care of yourself quite as well as your team would like you to. So when was the last time you had a checkup and went to the dentist and drank enough water and had a balanced diet? Those are all the things I know I do too, so and exercised and that type of thing. So when we get run down energetically, it impacts our health. Again, it's all about balance, because when we're out of sync, then it starts to it impacts our thinking first. So our thoughts get spinning and it's really hard to pay attention, then it focus, and then it falls into the emotional body where we start worrying and getting into the shoulds and woulds of what we should be doing, and then it adds even more energy to it. And then the next thing you know, you've got stuff going on in your stomach or in your chest or your throat. So this is just a reminder that there's reasons why there's something called preventative medicine. It's to notice when there's little signals that something might be wrong, rather than waiting for a full-blown illness that's hard to come back from. All right, so take care of yourself and get checked out. All right, Rochelle. Your card, my dear, is Awakening. And my team talks about the planet being in the deep sleep. It's when people are not aware of other people, not aware of their surroundings, and they're walking around kind of like zombies. And when we start to awaken from the sleep, we become really aware, cognizant of other people, what they need, as well as what we need, how we impact each other, that we're not living here on the planet in isolation, but we're all very codependent in a way. We're co-independent is how my team just said it. So this is great. It just means that you're starting to become more aware of yourself as a spiritual being rather than just a physical being. And as you're going through waking up, remember you gotta kind of stretch to wake up. And so we have to stretch and grow to, get even more aware. And that's what the awakening process is about. It's like every time you get comfortable, it's time for you to stretch and grow a little more. Push yourself a little out of your comfort zone. We tend to hibernate, we tend to hide. We make up excuses. My biggest excuse, used to, it isn't anymore, but it used to be, either I don't have time or I don't have money. And when I gave those two excuses up, it was so wild how the universe just provided me with plenty of time and plenty of money to do whatever I wanted to and however I wanted to. So allow yourself to kind of stretch and grow a little bit there, sweetie. All right, Michelle. Your card is Divine Justice. There's Chamuel for you. So divine justice comes in when we are holding on to some righteous anger. We have every reason to be angry, but the more we hold on to it, the more harmful it is to us. And if we believe in divine justice, then we know that whatever wrong we've suffered, it will be taken care of. We don't have to take action on that. We can take action on not creating it again, not being complacent, but really allowing. So the way I'm seeing it, I'm sorry, I was a little distracted, is that, like we have like 3 ways we would take care of it. But the universe has like unlimited potential, like billions of ways that it could come back around. And it's always so much more precise. And when we try to deliver justice, we end up doing it in a way when we're usually kind of triggered by other anger. And so then the person doesn't really see that it was a cause and effect for the actions that they took. But when the universe comes right back around and puts them in the flip side of the situation, then they sort of get a wake-up call to see, how it feels to be on the other side. And we can't create that very easily, but the divine is supreme at it. So allow yourself to release your end of the anger, knowing that it's eating you up, especially in the kidneys, and let them handle it. Pray to Chamuel, ask Chamuel to really step in and help create the justice around this situation. All right. Yes, Jill. I hope you're feeling better. I don't know if it's showing. There we go. Your card, sweetheart, is creativity. And it's Nathaniel. So the creativity card comes to us when it's time to get our juices flowing. When we get caught in worry and we get caught in stress, we are creating negatively, if that makes sense to you. So we are creating consequences rather than possibilities. So this is time to shift the gears on your creative process. And instead of creating worry, you want to create joy and happiness. And how do you do that? Do you literally create a painting? Does that bring you joy? Does cooking a beautiful meal bring you joy? Does creating a sacred container for a group of friends to come together and have a meal or share, I sort of see like this women's circle coming together. Whatever you are passionate about. And you can use it to create new relationships. Sometimes we worry about the ones that we lost. They're gone for a reason. And now you get the opportunity to create even better ones. And people who get you, who really love you for you and aren't judging you, but really just are cool with you. So use your creativity to really switch the negative worry into some positive action. All right. Hi, Karen. Of course, I'll pull a card for you. I think you got this one recently. Your card is clarity. And that's Archangel Jeremiah. Clarity comes when we're spinning in our head, in those thoughts, and we're not being quiet enough to allow the divine energy and our spiritual team to bring us the guidance. When we think we can do it all on our own, or if we're busy trying to make things happen, then we aren't receiving the divine messages with clarity. And clarity involves opening and expanding your crown as well as your third eye. And I know you have amazing abilities there, but sometimes if we don't believe in the possibilities, then we are collapsing our crown to a degree. And we're not trusting that the universe will take care of it. We're not trusting that when we have people that we're at work with that are making us cranky, that there's clearing and healing that's trying to happen within us. Because if we can release that judgment of them, then we can release that judgment of ourselves. So, get some chit-chat time in with your spiritual team and get quiet and really allow yourself time for the clear and full answers to come in. All right, Minnie. Minnie, your card is art. Totally see this for you. And this is Archangel Gabriel. So it's time for you to create some beautiful things. I'm seeing nature art. So I don't know if you do create walkways or sculptures or sacred things out of, like your wands and stuff, or Harry Potter, but it's time for you to create some art because it lights up your soul in a particular way. And even if it's not to share with other people or to be seen with other people, there's something that stirs your inner child when you get to play in that particular way. For me, I love to make wands, but I make pendulums. It's one of my things. And it used to be dance hats for competition and for recitals and stuff. I loved making hats. I haven't done that in a while. Maybe I'll have to pull that out somehow. But it's time for you to really access that creative spark in that particular genre. So it's not creativity in a general sense like the other card was, but yours is very specific to art because art has a vibration that heals our soul. And that's why it doesn't have to be shared, because it can be just for us. All right. There you go. Hi, Connie. Nice to see you. Yes, Nathan, of course. Let's see your card. All right. Your card is beauty. And this is Hanael, Archangel Hanael. And so beauty is about creating beauty within and around you. If we're in a place where we feel less than, or we feel heavy, that's the best word, it's like very dense and heavy, then often we need to brighten up our surroundings. So when was the last time you cleared the clutter in your closet, or bought new sheets, or changed fabric, put different pillows on your sofa? When we change the color and we change the energy, just rearranging your furniture in your space can really shift and clear and just bring out some beautiful things that you love. Sometimes we forget to have pictures up that speak to us. I have in my healing space some beautiful art pictures that are of Niagara Falls. I was born really close to Niagara Falls, so that water energy is important to me. And so there's one where the sun is on it a certain way. There's one that has the rainbow coming out of it, and it just taps me into that beautiful nature water energy. And so look for some ways to shift your environment, and remember to do it in your work environment too. We get very boring in our work environment, and we think everything has to be just so. And our poor inner child is just so cranky because there's nothing to bring joy into the space. That's what I feel like's missing. The things that bring you joy, and that's what means by beauty. And that includes like what we wear. Maybe it's time to buy a new outfit, or just a cool scarf that feels warm and comfy. But things that allow you to feel the beauty of the planet inside of you and in your surroundings. All right. Hi, Anne. Welcome to the show. Of course, you can have a card. Your card, dear, is children, and this is with Archangel Metatron. And children usually has two different meanings. One meaning is that it's time for you to allow your inner child to heal, and And our inner child needs other children to play with. So who do you have to play with? How do you giggle and have fun and get caught in the wonderment? Sometimes we get so busy adulting that we forget our inner child, and then they get really cranky. So if you've been kind of like the Snickers commercial, it's usually you don't need food, but you need playtime to happen. And then the other meaning also has to do with maybe it's time for you to do some work with children. Children bring us a lot of joy when we have time to be with them. They have some amazing insight and inner wisdom. So if there are children in your life to connect to, like family, or, even if there's not, you can volunteer to go, read stories at, the local library or at the kindergarten, and just allow yourself to feel that. One way I connect with children when I'm in need is I go to the movies and watch, an animated film, like a Disney film. And I go early in the afternoon when there's lots of kids and they're all laughing and talking, and it just makes my inner child really happy. So connect into that. Let's see. Thank you, Rob, for the Gesundheit. Mary Ellen. Nice, dear. Yours is Heaven and Earth with Archangel Metatron as well. So Heaven and Earth is reminding us that we are divine beings, but we're here having a physical experience on this earth plane. So we are both. And when we are open to bringing that into balance, sometimes we pretend we're just divine and we want nothing to do with the earth. But then sometimes we're caught up only in what's going on here on the planet and we forget that we're divine. So it's really about extending and stretching your horror line so that you're connected fully and deeply to both, because we're here to have a physical experience. We aren't here to, float around and try to find our way back home. We're meant to call home back into our bodies. So call on Metatron because he's really great at stabilizing your energy field and reminding you how to feel the connection as above, so below. Because it's not one or the other. It is meant to be both. This huge channel, this huge column of energy that we reside in, it's connected to both fully. And again, it's about balance, that we are both. And so make sure you call on him to help you with that. Jill said, Christ sounds like me. Yep. All right, Connie. I was hoping you were going to ask. I was going to pull one if you didn't ask soon. All right. So your card, my dear, is Alchemy. Archangel Uriel. Nice job. So alchemy is all about transformation. Usually when alchemy comes about, we're in the phases of we just sort of had a crash and burn and everything seemed to fall apart. And in the falling apart, we get to compost that energy, sort of replant ourselves and shift and change and grow. It's all part of this transformative process. We take the heaviness, the density of old experience, the lead in our lives, and as we kind of release it and work our way through it and allow new energy to come in to fill it, to morph it, then it transmutes into gold, into something beautiful and something light. I keep seeing that all of this like golden light that comes through. So know that, some of these hard experiences that you've gone through recently, there's a reason. Some of it's about surrendering to the universe and allowing that energy to shift from you. And sometimes, we've got lessons to learn. And sometimes it's like letting other people help us is one of our lessons. So this has just been a time when you are taking all that old stuff, and I just keep seeing like it's getting dug into the earth, like like you would need bread, and then you're getting kind of planted in a new spot, and it gives you space to grow even more and really become even lighter, and allow you to shine your light even brighter than you already do. All right. Rob said, and yesterday I am programming my meal planner app as I type. Nice. All right, Cynthia. Of course, yes for you. All right, your card is home, and this is with Muriel. And so the home card it's twofold. First, I don't know if you noticed that the heart is in the tree. So first, we have to remember to be at home inside ourselves, because no matter where our tree is planted, no matter where we live, we are home. And when we're comfortable in our own skin and our own body, then we can root ourselves anywhere and bring that sensation of home to any situation that we're in or any place that we might live. So it's reminding you that when you feel out of sorts, then check in to make sure that you're at home in your body. And some people would say, how grounded are you? And grounded means how connected are you to the earth plane? I'm seeing you needing to like rub your feet on the floor or get outside in nature, because when you have trouble focusing your attention and really taking action, it usually means that you need to get a little more inside your body. You're a little in front, and really take root and start to come back into home, because then home goes with you wherever you are. I love that. Nice. All right, Molly. This is the shadow self. This is Samael. So the shadow self is to remind us that we all have light and dark. And the dark part of us doesn't have to be bad. This isn't about bad and good. It's more about when we get spinning in the past and we start blaming ourselves. So when we are blaming ourselves and when we are shaming ourselves and when we are speaking unkindly to ourselves, that's our shadow. And when we second guess what we're doing and how we're receiving our messages, that's our shadow self. So our shadow self is there to remind us of, what we've been through. But when we are more aware, then we choose to listen to our higher self. We say, thank you for the worry, but I don't need it right now. But thanks for reminding me what worry feels like. And so when we get all second guessing, that's what I just keep saying, second guessing, you'll have the right idea, and then your inner critic comes in and spins you all the way off. So then you start doubting your own self. That's the shadow coming in and running the show. So it's great to have the shadow self to remind us how to stay in our light. But there you go. All right. I think that makes sense for you. Yes, Minnie says, creative playtime. Karen said, yes, head spinning, especially around the full moon. We worked on it and the full moon was better. Good. Oh, thank you, Neshi. This is my products and my services at trinityhealingsanctuaries.com. I have my essential oil blends there, and you can always send me a message if you would like to do some personal work with me or to connect to any of my classes. And yay, here's the link for the classes for this weekend. So you are welcome to join us for that. Nice, Donna. How are you? I'm glad you're here. Aw, thank you. Karen, love it. Cynthia, did we pull a card for you before? Yes, I pulled one earlier. Nice. And of course, Donna, I can pull a card for you now. What a good card. Your card is intuition, my dear. So intuition is kind of similar to what Molly just had, which is it is time for you to really stop thinking so hard. You know, we try to make things happen. And when we do that, not that we aren't supposed to take action, we absolutely are. But there's a difference between like willing our way and trying really hard and going, connecting and asking our spiritual team, you know, what's the best way for me to accomplish this? And really trusting what you get, you know. We get really self-critical. And when we do that, we shut our spiritual team out. Because if we don't listen to the messages they're sending to us, then we're kind of in a space of they stop talking as loudly, they stop nudging us as often, they tend to nudge us more harshly. But if we are paying attention to the signals and the signs, there's a lot more there. So remember that the signals come in all sorts of ways. They come in numerology from numbers repeating themselves. They come in through music on the radio. When you hear that one line over and over again, that line is speaking to you. Comes in through animals, seeing an animal cross our path, or that gets our awareness, like looking that up and seeing the meaning. You know, I have this little trick with my team. Well, it's not a trick, but it's a game that we play because my inner child likes to play. So I have a particular game on my phone that I play in the morning. And then the number score that I get from playing the game, that's my angel message for the day. And so then I look up the numbers, and it's always absolutely spot on. And because I've set that up as a way for my inner child to play with my spiritual team, it happens every time. So maybe you need to do something like that to help create time for your intuition to come in. All right. Oh, thank you. I'm going to be like a whirlwind. I'm going to be gone for 12 days, and I'm really looking forward to spending time at Star Nations Academy, and then I'll be in Chicago spending some time with my beautiful godmother for a few days, and then studying with the world-renowned Sonia Choquette some more. I've studied with her in the past, and I have the opportunity to study with her in a beautiful small group, and I'm looking very much forward to it because she has some huge insight that's been helpful. Ah, does anyone call you PJ? Yes. My mom used to call me PJ more than anyone else. My dad too, my grandmother. There's a couple people who've called it to me in the past. There was a CJ in energy medicine school, and when we hung out, people would call us PJ and CJ. So yes, PJ is something that I do like that. I have some of my older relatives would have called me that too. Oh, you are so welcome. All right, Allie, of course you can have a card. All right, your card is communication with Gabriel. He's perfect for communication. He can helps us open our throat chakra. And communication is a two-way street. When we tap into our heart and use our inner truth to speak, then we open the pathway to be heard. So what happens is when we talk at people, they don't hear us very well because they're not open to receiving the information. But when you're in your heart space and you're just speaking your truth as you know it, whether they agree with you or not, then they hear you, and then communication can happen from there. And communication is, in this day and age, just not just talking, but the way we text and the way we write and the way we express ourselves in other ways, like how we dress. That's all silent communication. So I'm seeing that you need to use your heart more to express your truth. Because when we come from our wounded place, if our feelings are hurt and we're coming from that, I'm seeing like a dog who's upset and his tail's between his legs and he yips at you. That's kind of how we are when we're coming from our wounded space. So really try to open your heart when you have something important you want to communicate, and when you want somebody to be truthful and open with you, because sometimes it's really hard for people to feel comfortable speaking their truth because they don't want to hurt your feelings, or vice versa. So really think about that heart space being open for, that's where true communication comes from, not from your mouth. All right, Mary. Woo! This is a hot card. This is the sexuality card, my dear. Nice. So the way my team talks about sexuality is that it is very linked to our spirituality. They're both about flow. They're both about being confident and comfortable in who we are. So when we shy ourselves in, when we don't shine our light fully, then we're being less than who we are meant to be. And sometimes it helps to practice it with our sexuality, because then we can kind of be flirty. And, it feels good sometimes to like dress up and feel good in our clothes and have other people notice that, and to be just comfortable in our own body. There's nothing to be ashamed of in our body. We were given it by the divine. And it's the perfect tool and instrument for us to be in at every single moment. Us women, we tend to be freaking out about what size we are and all of that. And it's like we are the perfect size for what we're here to do. The divine would never make a mistake, right? And you are not a mistake. So be really open to just expressing that side of you a little bit more. Maybe buy some new silky undies that make you feel comfy and feel good, or a new outfit, or get a haircut, whatever really allows you to feel the feminine side of you, because that's where all your creativity and your energy flows. And believe it or not, that leads to abundance. And so when we aren't comfortable in our skin, then we have trouble manifesting money in particular. So take some time to get in touch with you and who you are, and know that, even Mother Mary was a sexual being. So it's okay for us to be that. All right, so Cynthia's saying she's getting ready to make a physical move and having a hard time letting go of the old house. Yeah, that can be a really difficult one. All right. And I think that's it. I think we've made it all the way through. So if you're on here and you haven't asked for a card, you can ask for one. And again, I'll be at Star Nations this weekend teaching Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. So if you want to come visit us for one or any of those sessions, you are so welcome to do so. This is a very rare opportunity. I teach at Trinity School of Mystical Energy Healing. I teach 18 weekends a year for my school. So no, Robin, I did not. So when I'm teaching 18 weekends, I don't give a lot of full weekends away. So only to you guys. And at a substantial savings. Spending a weekend of doing healing with me normally is usually around a little over $700 to do a school weekend. But I'm coming for only $222 for the whole weekend, or you can do just one day for $115. And it's going to be huge deep dive into healing, and I'm so excited. So if you feel called to join us, you are more than welcome. And even just Friday night for the sacred circle and divine messages, it would be lovely to have you. All right, Robin, let's get that card for you. Yours is peace, my dear. All right, so peace. Nice. This is all about finding the balance within you. Peace is inside of us. When we're really used to being brought up to blame our environment, blame the people around us for how we're feeling. Our feelings are just a reaction to our environment. And when we want peace and tranquility in our lives, we need them in our body. So this is about bringing yourself back to center. It's about bringing yourself out of, I can see that you've got a lot that you're trying to plan in the future, but your energy is like almost too far away from you so that you aren't receiving what you can be getting right now in the moment. And it'll actually get to you faster if you stay here. That is something that I've had a struggle with myself. But I found when I could stay here and just ask that the universe send it to me quickly, they did. And so that's brought a lot of peace because I don't have to worry. I know it's on its way. And on its way is going to be quick because that's how I asked for it. So check in and see if you need a little more self-care time to give you some peace, and make sure that you're taking care of your health, kind of like with Rob's card earlier today. So it's about really bringing yourself into balance. That will give you peace. It's been kind of the theme for the night. So bringing your spiritual and your physical life back into alignment, back into a state of yin yang. And when you do that, you'll just have that feeling all the time. And peace is within us, right? Yeah. You've been trying to just stay in the moment. It is so hard, isn't it? It is so easy to get off in our future planning. And, whenever I feel that rev, I'm like, whoa, I'm not in this moment. Let me take a couple of deep breaths. And then when I take a couple of deep breaths, then I feel like my third eye and my clarity open, and then time doesn't seem to matter as much. And that kind of brings me back to peace. And my team will stretch time so that I can fit it all in easily, where when I'm doing, I'm stressing out. Yeah, I'm just stressing out when I'm all busy doing. I got a little bit of that today because I was like packing to go and and trying to fit in the last few things, because for me not to be here working for 12 days is kind of unheard of. So I had a lot of things to like line up. So find the peace within you, sweetie. And I think that's a perfect message for us to end this whole program on, because we all needed that one. So, I will see you guys on Sunday night at 8 o'clock Eastern or 7 o'clock Central Time for my special broadcast of Soul Connections, so that I can have a little me time and some playtime in Chicago. And I will talk to you guys soon. And make sure that you get out there and shine your light, because we need you. Mwah. All right, bye guys.